This video will cover several topics, including Ripple's recent hiring of 2 employees and their future plans. It will also examine potential price risk and volatility in the cryptocurrency markets. And it will discuss Goldman Sachs hedge fund and its involvement with XRP. Are you a moron? Is XRP going to have one of the wildest runs of your life, or are you just hanging on? Bull run career. Now that I think you'll like what I have to say, let's get started. Please take a seat, unwind, and let me know what you think. As of right now, Bitcoin is up 2.55% to 66,931 Ethereum. Behind it, to be exact, with a 1.64% increase to $3,441, it is still at the dollar peg, as 99 cents is the mean lean for USDC and 62 cents for XRP. It's partially displayed in red. I'm still focused on the one that's down 79%. Chan 644, as you are aware, displays green during the day and a slight red hue during the hour. The hope is that it will retrace. All I want to do is pay 60 cents for it. There aren't more than 40 of these bad guys, I'm telling you, that remain, and I have a hunch that if you have a villain and a superhero, you will be able to procreate. You should hurry in and make sure you grab one of the last 40 or so slots, because I have a sneaky, suspicious feeling about this. All TDN holders will benefit from it, as we plan to modernize the exchanges. The largest, the greater the volume of exchange. Since this was released, the exchange expects the high price of TDN to continue. Frank stated, "Hello, positive energy would be greatly welcomed. My pals sold XRP in large numbers due to the stock's poor performance during Bitcoin's surge. I'm still here, but right now I'm having trouble, and I don't know if we can hit a record high during this bull run. This is how I respond. We'll eventually reach a $3 minimum. You must persevere into next year. There's a ton of crap in the world. Take heed if you're new to cryptocurrency. This is the operation of bull cycles. Bitcoin's growth will be exponential. Yes, we did witness some impressive moves from other cryptocurrencies as well, but if we examine these cryptocurrencies' general state in the last 30 days, XRP is hanging with the greatest of them. XRP has increased by 15%, and Ethereum has increased by 16% over the last 30 days. We've been sticking with it, right? Where is XLM located? Where have you hidden yourself? To what depth did you go? It's up 14%, and XLM is with us. What about Cosmos? They're only up 12 Filecoin, so we're hanging. Many of these cryptocurrencies are still in use today. I haven't done anything. Monra, haven't you taken off the mint mantle? This is how it plays out, people. TIA is genuinely down. Ethereum and Bitcoin will shift and begin to tremble. Individuals begin to worry that their Bitcoin will never run or move. When there is a bull run, I constantly witness this. And what transpires? The next thing you know, these items undergo the freaking. As I've said previously, you must be patient. If you are not psychologically tough, I will keep repeating this message. You must leave the cryptocurrency markets and return during this time next year, because the markets open in Q1 of 2025. And Q2 of 2025 will appear very different, because there are currently only $2.5 trillion in the markets. Anywhere toward it is where we're moving up. 7 trillion is a figure that the fund hasn't yet begun to work with. There was some initial excitement, but we hadn't seen all of the coins actually make that decisive upward move. DES released this just now, and no one wants to buy it. According to a Bitcoin specialist, there is very little on-chain activity. One expert stated that the dollar amount of the mean on-chain transfers on a Bitcoin blockchain stayed much below the 2021 level, indicating that any value being moved on-chain is an indication that nobody wants to sell. A Glassnode tracked peak data. That indicates that investors are hanging on to their coin statistics, and a forecast for increased pricing. The bull run, of course, hasn't even been. I'm not saying it hasn't happened. There have been flash floods, but this analogy is far superior. Here, glimpses of the bull run have been shown. We have not reached the peak. Previously, we have never witnessed the price of Bitcoin surpass its prior all-time high. However, we witnessed the total cryptocurrency market value surpass its previous all-time high during the most recent boron. These are incredibly positive indicators. As the days pass, the months go by, and 2024 approaches its conclusion as the first quarter comes to a close. This is extremely positive since it represents the first time that institutional demand and money have entered the markets. Anyone is actually sitting back and holding because they sense the potential and believe that Bitcoin has a real opportunity to take off. No one wants to sell anyone. Rising from its current range of 66,000 and has the potential to do a 2-3x. You already know what people will do once they receive a 2-3x. They will rotate out, jump into Ethereum, and ride that for 2 to 3 times. Once that pops, they will ride out, write down all of their coins, and receive 5 to 10 excess. That's quite easy if crypto markets are all that. Please pardon me for being ungracious ahead of the announcement of the core PCE price data. The U.S. will release the core PC price index for the February Powell speech on March 29th, which is 4 days from now. Could provide insight into monetary policy and the macroeconomy. As of the time of publication, there had been modest buying interest in Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency markets during the past weekend. This week, the price of Bitcoin is up 5.38% to slightly over $67,000. The U.S. will release the annual rate of core primary consumer expenditures, and the PC price index for February is geared toward these developments. Market observers are keeping a careful eye on the possibility that the Federal Open Market Committee will decide to keep interest rates unchanged at its upcoming meeting in May. At this point, the probability is 89.1%. What does that signify for Bitcoin, then? A prominent supplier of on-chain data has alerted traders to potential risks, encouraging them to get ready for possible volatility related to the impending. It is customary to observe events like the one that Bitcoin is hosting. Bitcoin isn't that great. People scream and kick when the price drops, declaring that the event has ended when, in fact, it has not. Only beginning, which is why it is you should conduct thorough research and watch my show every day, as we can control you, regulate your feelings, and provide you with an explanation. What is happening in the markets doesn't necessarily mean that prices will soar. We may witness a retreat as consumers become concerned that some may leave the market earlier than they would want. The prices begin to rise. The next thing you know, the Goldman Sachs hedge fund keeps going. Excuse me, but obviously, clients of Goldman Sachs hedge funds are going to cryptocurrency. Everyone is looking at these big organizations, your Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley, and your loyalties, and they are all turning to cryptocurrency. I'll tell you right now that I've spoken to people who are like, hey, I want to get into crypto. People from all across the country are turning to these big institutions for an easy way to enter the cryptocurrency space. I enjoy how it's really just created an account with Coinbase. They don't want to do any of that. All they want is to be able to go to their institutional client, with whom they have been working for years, and say, hey, here's $100 to toss it into crypto for me. They want nothing. You could buy some cryptocurrency and set up a wallet. They simply want to take a seat and ignore it. And enjoy all the advantages. It's that easy. Dusty BC says, I'm holding on to XRP. Do I look foolish or brilliant? You are a genius, pal, since XRP in actuality, this chart is really accurate. Mickey B reports that XRP has finished its retest and is getting ready for a sharp increase that will push its targets up from $1 to $6. We're looking at this chart, which isn't too horrible. Hey, the first thing we did was relocate 75 cents. We need to break the 75-cent barrier, and if we do, we can discuss moving up to $1. As I've been preaching this year, they're moving toward XRP, which is $3 to $650. Probably early in the next year. It appears more like it differs from 99.99% of the yes. The range of 1 to 6 is ideal, but we'll go above the $1. We could push to the higher end of this target. We could see 7 to 10 and 7 to 13, but for the sake of this channel and for the sake of me being extremely conservative, I would rather give you a lower number and we absolutely knock it out of the park, then give you a higher number and we don't even come close to hitting it, 3 to $650. If anything else crazier happens, such as some kind of parabolic move or explosive move of some kind of ETF or some kind of massive news that floods money into this, Bitcoin goes high. We all expect, and there's more of a rotation into these other large cap coins like XRP. That's what you were hoping to find next year. Prepared, I'm all set to hear it. 6650, I'm going to be in pure bliss. There will be a marching band, so everyone can participate, and it will be amazing. And after that, we'll host one of the biggest parties you've ever attended.